Let's talk about answering questions during your interview. So you don't want to talk too much, but you also don't want to talk too little. You want to explain your answers and not just put them out there. So, for example, if they ask you about a weakness, state your weakness, but also explain how you are improving that. You also want to make eye contact, keeping in mind that sometimes they may not be making eye contact back with you just because they're taking notes. Also, if you're stuck on a question, feel free to say so. Say something along the lines of, "That's a really good question. Can I take a minute to really think about my answer?" More often than not, the interviewers will be A-okay with that. Also, you can prepare some answers ahead of time, and we'll have some practice doing this. So some common interview questions is, tell me about yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And there are 7 other questions that you can read for yourself. Part of your homework for this assignment is to prepare these answers for the job that you're applying to for your mock interviews. There's a worksheet that you can download and fill out and then submit for this portion. One of the more common questions that are asked is the first one, which is, tell me a little bit about yourself. And to help you prepare for this question, we're gonna practice our elevator speeches. An elevator speech is about a minute long, and it's about who you are and kind of what you're interested in. You'll be submitting a video recording of your elevator speech as the second homework assignment for this lesson. So you want to go to the assignment page for more information about that. And to kind of recap what I've mentioned and add a few more tips to your interview toolbox, you can watch this video.
Manners. You've got job interview etiquette out there. You've got internship interview etiquette out there. And you all might be thinking, why are we here today to talk at all about etiquette for job interviews? Well, when you think about it, an interview is a conversation with somebody that might just be the most life-changing conversation you ever have. So no pressure, right? It's okay. A couple of reasons why I do think that this is really important. Number one, this is something that can really set you apart from the crowd. And we all know that there's a lot of job applicants out there right now. Number two, it's expected of you. Interviewers are going to be looking for the things we're about to talk about. And frankly, none of these things we're going to talk about should be a reason that you don't get a job for which you have experience and qualifications to do. And lastly, it's a really great chance to show the respect and the interest and the appreciation you have for the opportunity to interview. So there's 6 things that I want all of you to know today about interview etiquette. So here we go. Number 1, prepare. Prepare more than you think you need to do, okay? And prepare out loud, by the way. This might sound kind of silly, but you're going to do this in the shower, when you're walking the dog, maybe when you're in the car. You can do this with a friend. Practice hearing yourself say things out loud like your strengths, or maybe answering questions that you think you might be asked in an interview. This is going to get you comfortable hearing yourself say this kind of stuff out loud, and that comfort is going to translate into confidence when you're actually in the interview. Okay, so number 2, dress up a notch. Okay, a notch from what? Well, it's not always about being really fancy. You want to be appropriate to whoever you're visiting. So, if you don't know, it's okay to call a receptionist or human resources HR and find out what the normal attire is at the place you're going into. It's a great way to show that you value the culture that you're entering into. Number 3, be on time. No big shocker, right? I heard a story about a guy, really qualified candidate, at a major tax company, and he was 9 minutes late for his interview. And I know that number was 9 because that's how much this company cared about timeliness. And I'll tell you something, he didn't get the job. He walked in and the interview sounded like this: "We really wanted to hire you, but we just can't. You were late. We're sorry." Here's the thing, I think it's a great idea when you go in for a job or internship interview to do a dry run. Find out how long that commute will take you to get there so that you know. Number 4, the handshake. Okay, now you guys have all done handshakes, I know that. So you know that eye contact is a really important way to show acknowledgement, recognition, and confidence. You're going to smile so that you look at ease, so that you are welcoming. The handshake itself, right? You want a really complete handshake. None of this sort of limp fish stuff that leaves you wanting to wipe your hands off afterwards. Some people talk about having a really strong handshake, right? What you don't want, though, is that crushing handshake here. Nobody wants that. Nobody likes getting one of those either. Then there's my favorite. I call this one the glad hand, right? This is when you shake somebody's hand and you're like, yeah, nice to meet ya, and you're using both of them. That's for the politicians. Skip that one. Now, there's something that you might not know about handshakes, though, and I want you all to do this with me right now, and that is to stand up. So everybody in the audience, or if you're at home, you can do this there. Stand up. Beautiful. You did that absolutely beautifully. This is one of the best ways that you can show your respect. You're meeting somebody at their eye level. This is fantastic. You guys can sit down again. Beautifully done. Number 5. This is about your smartphone or your cell phone or anything else that you've got with you. I love mine, you love yours, but in the interview, you're going to want to put them away. It's like they don't even exist. Don't want to see it, don't want to hear it. Why? Here's the deal. I like to know the reason why somebody's asking me to do something, and here it is. Giving our full attention to somebody, and our interviewer deserves that, is one of the best ways that we can show our respect for that person. When you divide that attention or are distracted away by a device, it diminishes the respect that you're paying to them. I think that's why people really feel this one. This is a big one for people. Number 6, thank you notes. All right, how many people here, raise your hands, have ever written a handwritten thank you note before? Awesome. I knew it. All right. Now, of those of you out there who have already interviewed for a job or an internship, how many of you written a handwritten note for that opportunity? This is a fantastic chance to really shine. This is a great opportunity. Now, here's the thing. I'm not just about handwritten notes. I'm all for email, too. That's great. So you can send one of each. Your email is going to sound like this. I just dropped a note in the mail, and I wanted to thank you right away for the opportunity to interview. You'll probably say a couple things about, something unique to the interview, maybe a little follow-up. These don't have to be really long. They don't have to be identical either. They can be kind of close, but don't copy them. And send one to each person that you met with in the interview. So those are the 6 things that I want you to know about job interviews: to prepare more than you think and to prepare out loud, to dress up a notch, to be on time, to have a great handshake that you stand up for, to have your cell phone away, not a distraction, and to send thank yous afterwards, handwritten and emailed, to everybody that you meet with. But here's the thing, it can sometimes also be about nerves. So before you go in, do this with me right now, really big smile. I learned this trick when I started speaking, and it's a great one to put you at ease. So I want to thank you guys all and wish you a lot of success.